Hey, this is King Simon. Remember, make sure you go to my website, KingSimonProductions.wordpress.com. That's KingSimonProductions.wordpress.com, or Linktree at King Simon the Numerovation. Get all 4 of my books, and of course, that's the Numerovation for mental stability. Numbers are simple, people are complicated. Numbers are simple, children's health is important, and no promotion is bad promotion. Just spell my name right. Make sure you get them now on all my links. That's KingSimonProductions.wordpress.com. Go now. Oh, yes, family. We got a great show for you tonight. We're going to be bringing up our person of the evening in the next few minutes. So tune in, lock in, don't touch that dial, because your brother King Simon is running wild tonight. Damn it, I might need a psychotherapist after this. So it is what it is. We're going to have some fun tonight, my family. You know how we do. All right. Just want to remind everybody, of course, like I said, tonight we got the one, the only NIKKI Sheppard in the building. That's right. NIKKI Sheppard is a psychotherapist, man. She's a superstar in every way. She's an entrepreneur, my gosh. She is a coach, and she's just all of that and a bag of good food. I'm telling you right now. So make sure y'all tune in, because we're going to be bringing her up momentarily. Don't forget, we got the one from out of South Florida herself. The one, Kemi, is coming up, and she'll be here on Sunday, March the 27th. She got a beautiful clothing line, of course, called Chic and Prince. Oh, she's from out of the motherland, and I can't wait to talk to her this Sunday. Oh my God, I'm serious. So I can't wait to have her this Sunday. Oh my God, I am so serious. I'm going to have fun with her. As a matter of fact, I bought a nice shirt from her, and that's the beautiful shirt that I brought with her, made out of suede. Oh my gosh. Very beautiful sister. I love that sister. And don't forget, closing out the month of Women's History Month, family. We got the one, the only Abundance Child from out of the territory of Delaware. She has a beautiful kitchen called Drop Squad Vegan Kitchen, and she is a study of the Ifa tradition, and she studied the Moorish tradition. She's broken it down over and over again, but I'm going to have her on March the 30th, and she's going to have a good time with me talking about spiritual business. Don't forget, if you want some good art, this happens to be my relative. He's a cousin of mine. And matter of fact, he's my mama's first cousin. His name is Ikel, Art by Ikel. For the Women's History Month, he got some great art for all you beautiful sisters out there, and all you brothers who want to buy some great art for ladies who love art. And his website is called www.artikel.com. That's artikel.com. So big up to my brother, my cousin, the one, the only Ikel Beckford. Big up to him. Also, ladies, because this is Women's History Month, I got some people that I've trained with, worked with over the years in martial arts. Got self-defense for women right here in South Florida. If you want to go to South Florida for this is my brother. The guy you see on there is Shihan Imhotep, Island Monk, of course, by Loya. Of course, so I'm going to have him. He's going to be coming on soon, but I'm going to bring him on and do an interview with him also. So Imhotep is going to be here, but he does a free safety class for women in South Florida. And then my other dojo in Brooklyn, New York. If you're in Brooklyn, we got free women's self-defense classes out there too with my other professors and senseis. And we're going to be teaching ladies how to take a person down with one finger. It's just that easy if you know what you're doing. So big up to all my brothers in Florida and my brothers in and sisters in Brooklyn that's doing their thing. Those are the dojos that I train out of when I'm in different cities and all that kind of stuff. So big up to them. I have to find one in Atlanta now. So I know a lot of my old CJOs and teachers are out here. So big up to them. Also, if you want to go to this debate, we got attorney Malik Zulu Shabazz and Captain Tazariak, Sonetta TV doing something big on April the 2nd, finally doing something at the Alhambra Ballroom. If you're looking to vend, you got beautiful products. Believe me, the place is going to be packed down. So call for vending right now or tickets at 347-615-1004. That's 615-1004, and tell them King Simon sent you. Now, if you are going to be in the Detroit area, the D-Town area, and you can make it to this lecture, please go to happy hoppyfilms.com. That's hoppyfilms.com. But if you want to see the live stream with Maulana Karenga, Dr. Jeffries, Professor Smalls, and all the greats that's going to be there, all you have to do is go to my website right now. That's KingSimonProductions.wordpress.com/events. That's KingSimonProductions.wordpress.com/events. And you can see the live stream. Pay for the live stream. Pay for the live stream. As a matter of fact, I'll be bringing some of them on in a couple of days. So look out for that as we present that right here on King Simon Presents. Also, family, if you're looking for editing services for authors, journalists, bloggers, and much more, contact Susie Script. Her email is susies.script11@gmail.com, or you can give her a call at 914-361-9467. That's 914-361-9467. And if you're looking for health insurance throughout New York City, tri-state area, all you have to do is contact Sister Shirley at shirleystc@gmail.com. That's shirleystc@gmail.com, and tell her King Simon sent you, all right? Also, if you're looking for real estate throughout the tri-state area, I got my girl, Camille Orta, that's also doing real estate and can help you out, do some consultation with you, all of that good stuff. Give her a call at 718-916-9129. That's 718-916-9129. And of course, one of my teachers and numerologists, the astro-numerologist, the one who's been on Oprah's show, he's been on Katie Couric's show, he's been all over the world, my man, Lloyd Strayhorn. Go to his website, lloyd-strayhorn.com. That's lloyd-strayhorn.com. Make sure you get his books, take his class, all that good stuff. Lloyd is doing his thing. Big up to him, lloyd-strayhorn.com. And if you want to take my class, my introductory class to Numerovation is on Udemy right now. Go to udemy.com. It's only 2 hours, baby. But if it's an introduction, that's what it is an introduction. And those are all my books that you see right there on the page. That's what we do. This is how we do. We're going to keep on doing. And if you want to take my full course meal, guess what? 8 hours, raw, uncut, PowerPoint and chalkboard course. All you have to do is text the word course to 347-496-1022. That's 347-496-1022. And guess what? You'll get the 8-hour 2-link course. It's only $333. Believe me, 8 hours. Believe me, it's going to be raw, uncut, and straight to your head. I'm telling you. And don't forget, get all my books. You can purchase all my books through Amazon, or you can go to Linktree/King Simon the Numerovator. That's /King Simon the Numerovator at Linktree. And don't forget, if you want to set up a session with me, I got a long-ass waiting list. I'm telling you right now, I got a long-ass waiting list. But my waiting list is going all the way into May right now. But guess what? You can text me your full name and date of birth to 347-496-1022. And if you are patient, guess what? You will be in the building. And right now, guess what? I got a spring special, 10 for 10. Numerovational guidance. That means you will receive a pre-recorded 10 minutes to 10 seconds numerovation guidance with your first name only and your birthday. It's only $55.55. You don't get to talk to me. You don't get to say a word to me. But you do get to ask 3 questions that I will answer within the pre-recording, and then I'll hook you up. All right, that's how we doing it. All right, that's the spring season, and that's going to be going all the way to like June the 22nd, which is my grandmama's birthday. So you know what it is. And let me just give y'all this disclaimer, because I don't be playing around with people. You know, you can't be playing around with these platforms now. Content disclaimer. The views, comments, and opinions expressed by guest speakers or authors on this YouTube channel do not necessarily reflect or represent the views and opinions held by this channel's broadcasters and its sponsors. Parental guidance is advised. And the second disclaimer, copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comments, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, education, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. All right, family, are you ready for me to come in and show myself? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I don't think y'all ready. I don't think y'all are ready. Lord have his mercy. I don't think y'all ready. I am in the building, family. How y'all doing? How y'all doing out there? Oh man, we got NIKKI Sheppard coming up in 5 minutes, but I want to see what's going on in the chat. Let's see who's out there in the chat. All right. I see a million here. Mindset in the building. I see Jason Carnell in the building. I see Raisin in the building. Big up. That's a lot of ads because I got a lot of business going on. That's why, Raisin. I got a lot of business going on. I ain't playing with none of y'all people. I'm about living in abundance, not living in brokenness. So, like they used to say, poor righteous teachers in the 5%. Nuh-uh, I'm the prosperous righteous teacher. I'm about prosperity. That's why I do Numerovation, to help motivate with people to take them to the next level. You know what I'm saying? That's what it's all about. If you're about being broke, you need to stay away from me. Simple as that. If you're about being broke, I like, look, the best thing, like Reverend Ike could say is, you don't be broke. You say, what Reverend Ike used to say? He said, no, Reverend used to say, he said, he said, I am too smart to be broke. But Reverend Ike also used to say, I will never be broke again. That's what Reverend Ike used to say. I'll never be broke again. Never. That's how I'm living nowadays. Big up to Reverend Ike, who was born June the 1st. Big up to him. He's a number one, just like I'm born. I'm born February 1st, the same day as Rick James. So I'm crazy. I'm just letting you know. Back in my club day, I'll admit, back in my club day, I could have went down that same route with Rick James, but I said, no, I don't smoke. I don't do drugs. I ain't doing all of that. I could have went down that road. But that song that him and that great Piscean wrote, let me tell you, that great Piscean Tina Marie, who we all thought was a black woman when we heard her voice. We all thought she was a black woman. When they wrote Fire and Desire, that told my whole life. That told my whole life. Fire and Desire. That's exactly how I was. As cold as ice long ago. Baby, I wasn't very nice. No, I wasn't very nice. No. I was a cold Aquarian back in the day. But, I had to change. It had to get better, because I'm glad I'm still alive to make the change. Give that a round of applause. I went through my mental disturbance. That's why we got the psychotherapist coming on. I went through my cray back in the day. All right, just want to let people know. All right, she's going to be coming up in the next 3 minutes. Right now, it's 3 minutes before the top of the hour. Just want to make sure everybody's well out there. I hope y'all are doing well out there. I hope you share and like. And remember, I got 2 rules on here. I got 2 mother flipping rules on here. First of all, respectfully, this is a troll-free zone. So trolls, please take a stroll somewhere else. Let's give that a round of applause. All right, that's right. I see her in the background giving a round of applause too. I love her. She's a Gemini, so I know how that works. Oh yeah, she's born the same day as Kendrick Lamar. Woo, it's gonna be crazy. And Steve Coakley, the great Dakota from back in the day. Okay, and this is the second rule. Welcome to KSP. Please like, thumb up, and share this broadcast. Remember, sharing is caring. Let's give that a round of applause. Let's share. Sharing is caring. Oh yes. Oh yes. Oh yes. And big up to my co-host who could not be here today because she's taking her beautiful son back to school. Big up to Sensei Shirley, who usually come in. You can contact her, hit her up on IG at Sophia Lovey, Cash App. All that good stuff is up there, PayPal. And remember, if you do care about anything that I produce or content that I make here, you can hit me up with some Cash App. Spread love, spread love the Brooklyn way. That's where I'm from, but I live in Atlanta now. I live in Stone Mountain, really, Stone Mountain Village. So, and you could also paypal.com/King Simon. Now, this beautiful sister that I'm about to bring up, Lord have mercy, I met her beautiful self. Let me tell you, I met her at the Billy Carson's and Elizabeth Hoekstra big giveaway of the Rolls Royce, man. And there's a guy that won that Rolls Royce that was damn near homeless. And I'm so happy that he won it because he looked like he got homeless. He got sent to his mama's house and all that stuff. And he won a Rolls Royce. I was like, I even put my bid in for it. So that's what it is. But this sister that I met was not only a beautiful soul, an air sign like myself. I love these air signs because we airheaded and we all over the place. We do what we do and have fun. That's what we do. You know what I'm saying? I get along well with Gemini, so that's what it is. Now, she is not only just a master at her master's degree is in psychotherapy, but also she's a licensed, of course, coach, and she is an entrepreneur. She is available at your disposal if you're ready. At admin at NIKKISpeaksTherapy.com, and of course, hit her up on IG and Facebook at nikki.speaks. Speaks, and also TikTok. That means she do her TikTok videos over there at Nikki Speak, and also hit her up at Linktree at Linktree/Nikki.Speaks. And don't forget her website. If you want some therapy, somebody to talk to, somebody to release, go to her website. That's www.NIKKISpeaksTherapy.com. Let's welcome right here for the first time on King Simon Presents. Right here, it's time 9 o'clock my time, 8 o'clock her time. Let's welcome the one, the only Nikki Speaks in the building.
Yay! Hello.
What's up? How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Did I do enough?
Yeah, you did. It was okay. It was good. It was perfect.
I did enough, right? This guy did too much. But I'm here, beautiful. I'm grateful to have you on my show, beautiful sister.
Thank you.
And it was honor taking pictures with you over there in Florida when we was all out there. And I'm so honored that you actually allowed me to interview you on my show, because we're doing some great things. We're doing some big things. Us air signs are doing some airy things, and that's good, because it's all about being on the air. You know what I'm saying? And this is what it's all about. This is what it rules. Matter of fact, the media is ruled by the Aquarian energy. So the Aquarian energy is about the age of Aquarius. So we all in this air energy, so let's take full advantage of it there. You're an air sign, take full advantage of it. You hear me? You hear me?
Absolutely. Right. I hear you.
well, first of all, I want to thank you very much for coming. And how's the family? Everybody all right on your side?
Everybody's doing good. Just my kids are in college and wrapping up their year, and so everybody's doing pretty good.
Well, I want to make sure everybody understand that the topic of this show is mental disorder, grief, anxiety, and depression is very serious in our community. We need to work on ourselves. Now, let's talk about your journey into becoming a psychotherapist. What made you, Nikki, go down that road to become a psychotherapist? Who in your family, who prompted you? How did this work out, my sister?
Well, I started out in education, and while I was in education, I decided to go back to get my master's in psychotherapy, and became a licensed professional counselor, and kind of did it part-time since 2012, but went in full-time after the pandemic hit. So, when the pandemic hit, there was a global call for therapists across the board, and I answered that call and just haven't looked back since. So it's been a journey, especially coming on at the time the pandemic hit, because it was just, we were all kind of scrambling to come up with answers. People wanted solutions, and, to the problems they were facing, which was, grief, anxiety, stress, depression, all of those things. So, so that kind of started me on my journey. I've always, when I look back over my life when I was a teen, I always used to ask a lot of questions. I had one friend in particular, and she would be like, "Would you stop asking me questions?" Like, I always was so inquisitive about knowing what she was thinking and how her mind was working in comparison to mine. So I think that's just, that's what I do for a living, is ask questions and help people strategize to find solutions.
Now, let me ask you, did you have anybody in your family that went through this type of thing, anything with dealing with mental disorders and anything like that? Did you know?
Nothing that was actually diagnosed, but I know that there was a lot of relationship trauma and relationship issues that had happened over the, as I was being raised and so forth. So I was privy to that and kind of saw how some of the women in my family, reacted and how they responded and handled that. Of course, you could see and sense the sadness or, different things that they were going through. And of course, that always touched my heart. And then when I, grew up and had my own relationship, I was, married for a very long time, 20 years. And then that relationship didn't work out. And so then I experienced my own walk and journey with anxiety and stress and depression.
Right.
People with, and then all of a sudden I'm like, oh, I've got to use this for myself. So so I, I saw it, I recognized it, and didn't know that I would need it to in the future.
So experience is the best teacher, as you that is the truth.
Absolutely.
I can concur because in my family, through studying the metaphysics of numerology and astrology, I found out that my grandmother on one side was actually put into a mental facility, And my grandfather went through depression to the point that he took his life.
Oh, wow.
So, and that's one on my mother's side, one on my father's side, which is very interesting.
Yeah.
So, and then when I looked at the numbers, and if you know, my book is called Numerovation for Mental Stability, and my disclaimer is I'm not a psychologist. I wish I would have gave you one, but I didn't have it on at that time when we met. But
Okay.
what's so interesting is that when I did the mathematics to it to show you how profound these metaphysics sciences that lasted for thousands of years was so helpful. My grandmother was born under one of the mental health numbers, which could go either way because they have duality. And then my grandfather, because I didn't know his birthday, his name added up to one of the mental health numbers. And then he took his life over an emotional situation with his wife. And his name added up to 22, which is a 4, and the 22 in numerology is the feminine number, and that 4 is the mental number. So that's where he went down that whole thing with his wife, and then took his life due to that. So I seen the patterns. I studied patterns even in celebrities and all that kind of stuff over the years. And once you start seeing and recognizing patterns and cycles and sequences, that's when you can make a definitive teachable moment of it. So that's what I do with my numbers, to recognize the traumas, but also the motivation that needed to take you to the next level. So I'm proud of what you're doing, my sister. How long have you been into psychotherapy? How long have you been into psychotherapy?
Since 2012. So going on 20
okay.
years. Yeah,
Okay.
going on 20 years.
Woo, go ahead. Give that a round of applause. Let's stop playing. Oh, 20 years. Let me tell you why I say give that a round of applause, because I remember Dr. Laila Africa said he was into psychotherapy. I sat at his house and he told me he was into psychotherapy for like 13 years. And he said they had to, back in his day, they had to sit down and talk each other down after a week of doing therapy, because he was in the military and all that stuff, and they had to talk each other down after. I mean, other psychotherapists had to sit down in a circle and talk each other down from what happened during their work week. That's how deep it was. Is that still going on, so to speak? Do you have a therapist for yourself, just in case?
Oh yeah, you have to. I mean, it's recommended highly, and in addition to that, not only a therapist, somebody to talk to, but also doing the tools and strategies that we coach, that we teach, that we encourage our clients to do is really important. So dancing, singing, getting out in nature, exercising, reading, doing different things for your mental health, yoga, meditation. Sitting still, being okay with being alone, those types of things we do also. So there's a community of therapists that we all kind of work together and support each other too. It's important.
But and I'm glad that and big up to all those that are doing it right now, because I know it's a very tedious job, but you have to love it in order for you to do this, and you have to love people in order for you to do this. Is that correct? Am I saying that correct for you?
You do, and you have to, for me, what I say is that I like to help my clients have healthier and happier lives. So that's my whole goal. I mean, I can't promise them that they're going to be completely, 100% when we finish working together, but at least I feel like there's some growth that can happen and will happen. So that they can move closer to being happy and healthy again, whatever areas they're lacking. So.
Right. Well, people that are just tuning in, we are speaking to NIKKI SHEPPARD. She's a psychotherapist and, of course, entrepreneur and coach. And please, you could also contact her via admin@NIKKISpeaksTherapy.com or hit her up at IG. She does answer her IG, Facebook at nikki.speaks, and also check out her TikTok videos and what she's putting out there, the content that she's putting out there. I'm sure they're fun and
I'm learning.
Yeah, hey, believe me, I learned too. Believe me, we're gonna learn today.
Right.
You can go to that link tree also /Nikki.speaks. Now, tell us, because the show topic again, mental disorder, grief, anxiety, and depression is very serious in our community, especially since what just transpired in the last couple of years because of this pandemic or this thing that happened. Now, tell us about how did you deal with what was going on back in those few years that happened with mental disorder and grief and all that? Because a lot of people was transitioning and all that was going on all over the world. So talk about that, please.
Well, for me, I had just moved to LA by myself. I was newly divorced. My kids were in college. Moved to LA, started a business, bought a brick and mortar, and then the pandemic hit. So not only was I like away from my family in the middle of the pandemic, but I also had to, pivot, financially and everything like that. So for me, I threw myself into education. And what I mean by that is I started doing a lot of studying. How can I help my clients? How can I help me? How can I help my family? And I started doing research on the brain in particular. And one thing that I found is that there was a study in Canada back in 2019. It studied the human brain and how many thoughts we get. And what it said is that we get up to 6,200 thoughts per day. That's the human brain. And 85 to 95% of those thoughts are repetitive and negative. So for me, I felt like that's where we need to start. Let's look at our thoughts and see, what are we thinking about? Are these thoughts progressive? Are they, are they fear-based? Is it a lot of anxiety about, dying? Is it anxiety about losing loved ones or what have you, which couldn't really, do anything for us because we had to just kind of wait it out, right, and see what was going to happen and do the best to take care of ourselves. So for me, it was all about education, learning, some tools and things like that were already out there, not reinventing the wheel, but revisiting some of the things that people were doing a long time ago, to feel better, or things that people have always done, to feel better. So
multiple disciplines, multiple things to keep them, because I noticed while it was going on, I didn't let the media oversurge my mind, because the media, like I just said, media is ruled by one of the mental numbers in numerology. So I knew exactly what I needed not to do, and that was to delve into their scare tactics.
Right.
And when I did do that, I didn't even go through too much of that, and I did catch it. I did catch the so-called vid, but I didn't have no symptoms at all, because I kept my mind positive. I kept in the sun. I made it from New York to Florida, and I stayed out there in the sun. I was just doing my thing, still going swimming and all that. So everybody around me was doing more of the coughing and complaining. Then they said, "We ready to go test, and since I'm here, I should test." And it came out, the PRC or whatever it is came out positive, but my symptoms, I regularly cough just by eating too much bread. So that coughing thing wasn't, because that's one of my Achilles heel, but that didn't take me, because I was still working out and swimming and going to the pool or going to the lake, and that took care. So would you suggest that when people are going through any form of depression is to reverse the effect by doing something positive and leaning towards doing things that keep them happy? Would you suggest that?
Absolutely. Doing those things that they've always done. And that's one of the questions I ask clients I work with is, what have you done before that's helped you feel better? And sometimes we forget, and I may go, back to childhood. What were some of the things you did when you were on punishment in your room and you had to figure it out, and it's like, oh, I used to sing, or I used to play an instrument, or, I used to do this or that. And it's like, okay, do that.
I'm glad you said that, because when I was in Florida, darling, a New Year's Eve, right there around that time, I went to the swing, and I swang like it was like I was still a child, and I started crying because I remember that euphoric way of just enjoying the swing. And that brought out a lot of stuff. And I tell even my clients when I'm doing numerovational sessions with them, I tell them, look, you got to go back to that imagination, that childlike imagination, to bring you back there. That's what Les Brown always says. Don't let the childlike imagination go away from you.
Right.
So I'm glad that you said that. So, and how important you do suggest that to your clients also?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Connecting with your inner child is so important. Another thing that I would tell them is that, just be.
Yes.
Today, I know you can bring the stresses of yesterday and the anxiety and, turn off the TV with all the news and all of that for a moment. You want to be informed, but at the same time, you want to take breaks.
Yes.
And just allow yourself, if this was our last day, what would you do today? Treat every single day as if it was your last. Would you still be upset at your partner? Would you still be, depressed? Would you get out of bed some kind of way? Would you still be anxious, or would you say, I'm just going to step out there in faith and, and face this challenge? So I think when we look at things from that perspective, then we're able to see that, I'm going to cherish this moment and living in the present. So this little, I keep this on my desk here. It says past, present, and future.
Yes.
And so I use that with my clients all the time, because so many times those thoughts, going back to our thoughts, they are from the past, not necessarily from the present, but they're from the past or the future. So worries about the past, or regrets, feelings of of unease from the past or from the present, just some anxieties in terms of what they're up to. And so what I tell them is just to focus on what they're working on and believe
That's
the
right.
best about what's to come.
That's right. That's right. That's right. People that are just tuning in, we have our great guest tonight is the one, the only NIKKI Sheppard. She is our guest. She's a psychotherapist, entrepreneur, and coach, and she's here to spread love. You can hit her up at her email on here, the IG, the FB, the Facebook that's here, TikTok, and also hit her up via Linktree. Now, one of the other questions that I do have, my dear, because I was reading a report on the World Health Organization website. The WHO. They call it WHO. Who the hell they are, I don't know. The WHO.
That's so funny because I have all these stats here from them. But go ahead.
Me too.
We were on the same wavelength.
We on, of course, you Gemini, we're Aquarius, girl. You know
Right.
what this is. You know what this is. And they said something about the mental instability in it. There's three different parts of the world that is suffering from it. India, America, and another place I can't recall. I didn't write it down, but yes, I remember. Now, what are some of the stats that you are getting now? Because this is an old report. What are some of the stats that we're getting now as far as mental health and mental instability throughout the whole world right now? Because I know they pointed out different continents and all that stuff. So what are you saying?
Well, with anxiety, 40 million adults are affected yearly through anxiety. That's a lot of people.
Wow.
And it's the most common mental health disorder. So when you realize, or if you're feeling like you're having some anxious thoughts or anxiety, period, then you want to jump on that as soon as possible and start reframing some of those thoughts that you're thinking. Anxiety, it's the body's response to, according to, the web, the body's response to an uncertain situation and an outcome. And so often with anxiety, we're worried about the outcome, what's going to happen. And so the brain's, basically the brain's purpose is to protect us from, any harm or danger. And so our brain just kind of protects us by being anxious, unfortunately. So working to change that is important. It also said 57% of Americans are grieving the loss of someone.
Yes.
So that's more than half of the world is grieving someone that they've lost in the past 3 years. So just being very sensitive. Sometimes we wonder why people are acting a certain way or showing up a certain way, and it's because they're grieving still. And grief doesn't have to be lost through death. It can be lost through divorce, loss of a job, or, loss of a child, anything like that. Definitely you can go through those stages of grief. So be sensitive, to what people are facing and dealing with, and knowing that, just because someone is acting out of the norm, it doesn't mean that they actually, have something wrong with them. It may be that they're grieving or stressed or anxious and so forth too.
A lot of people, I was watching a program, and how, and I'll say the person's name on the Breakfast Club, Charlemagne, because he's really a promoter of it, because he's gone through it himself, and I understand that. And he said something. He had Ian Levanzant on there, and dear friend of my teacher, Lloyd Strayhorn, and she said something about if your therapy is still continuing and there's no healing results, why are you still in therapy? She said something to that effect. How long should people go to therapy, and should people just make it a regular thing, or is there some type of threshold that you can cross over that you don't need therapy anymore at that time anymore? What would you say to that? Okay.
Well, there's not a hard stop. I feel like it's therapy is a choice, and it is, sometimes it can be lifelong, and you can just, take breaks.
Right. Okay.
It does not have to be that you're in therapy for years and years and years.
Right. I think that's what they was talking about. Yes.
Yeah, you can start and you can take breaks, and then and return if you need to. I do something called cognitive behavioral therapy and solution focused therapy. And cognitive behavioral therapy is basically focusing on your thinking patterns and how to change that so you can have more effective thoughts and eventually have more progress in life. So with cognitive behavioral therapy, basically it's 10 sessions that we recommend that clients have just to kind of see if they're able to change in some way for the positive and for the better. After that, then we do an assessment and, just kind of see where they're at. I always start out sessions with goals. So once those goals are accomplished, a lot of times clients may not have any more goals right then. And so they can take a break and then come back if they have, if they're triggered in some way and need to start again.
Okay, so you give them homework. You're giving them homework.
Oh
Basically.
yeah, yeah.
I give people homework too.
Yeah.
That's
Right.
and that's good. I'm glad, and because one of the fathers of psychotherapy and psychiatry, Benjamin Rush, as crazy as he was, why I say he's crazy is because, and I know that in psychotherapy people don't like using those words, but as crazy as he was, why I say that is because this man, when I read and also watched the documentary, this man back in his day recommended torture to heal mental trauma.
Oh wow.
Benjamin Rush, look him up, and he's born under one of the mental health numbers, the number 4. Threw me, I was like, look at this, and he's mentally ill and crazy himself doing the stuff that he did. But I'm saying that, and these are some of the European founding father, when in African culture they did it from a holistic perspective in ancient African culture to bring balance. That's what Dr. Africa taught in his book, African Holistic Health textbook, and he was breaking the whole thing, the difference between Caucasian and how Black folks used to do it back in when we had the balance and understood the balance. Now, if you giving them homework and the results are manifesting well, what do they do after they have done the homework? What do you recommend after that? Do you recommend them continue to do the therapy, or would they go hug a tree or learn Tai Chi or learn Qigong, or where do you send them? What other modalities do you refer them to? Let's say, put it like that.
Yeah, well, I found it's interesting you brought up Dr. Africa, because I actually found through my own individual journey the love of dance again. And I'm not a dancer, but I started really enjoying African music. Reggae, and then I even did I became a Zumba instructor. I've never taught a class. Don't ask me anymore.
Funny.
But I realized, I mean, oh my gosh, it helped me release a lot of, the tension and stress and things like that. It just allowed me, like we were saying earlier, to be.
Yes.
And just to have fun and give myself permission to have fun. Because, when you're listening to people kind of share their stories and the things that they're going through, and then you're strategizing with them, trying to give them solutions, because people want answers. It's like when I answer a call, I mean, I have no idea what they're going to say on the other line. I may have some, ideas, but not in full. And so I have to be ready with solutions and answers to that. So I found with me that sometimes can carry stress with that. And so dancing, African dance, whatever music they connect to, listen to Hertz music has been amazing, and numerology with that. I don't know much about numerology. So
well, we got a session coming up. You know what it is. We got a session coming up. But what's so interesting? Dancing, there was a teacher of mine named Imam Isa they call him Dr. York back in the day. So he said, anytime I needed to feel better, he told me to sing. And he gave me an Arabic name when I was in Islam back in the 80s. He gave me an Arabic name called Shadi, which means to sing. And sure enough, anytime I was depressed, my friend on here for 40 years, she knows, anytime I'm depressed, all I have to do is sing, because I was number 5 on the reggae charts back in the day, and I used to sing.
Oh, what?
Oh yeah, I don't know. Look, I play it. My music is on here. It's on YouTube. Don't worry about it. But I'm bad boy now. I grew up with the Shabbas and the Shaggies and all. I grew up with all of those guys. Those are my boys. Beanie Man, all of them. But that used to bring out my love. And to this day, I still sing, or I'll still dance, or I'll still train, or hug, martial arts, do trees and all that. I do the various modalities because I know we probably won't totally heal in this realm. We got to just manage our weaknesses and strengthen our strengths as much as we possibly can. That's what I've learned over the years. So I'm glad that you are doing whatever you have to do to maintain your sanity in the job and the field that you're in, because I know it's not an easy job. And people that are just tuning in, if you want to support our sister and you want to get some services from our sister, go to www.NIKKISpeaksTherapy.com. That's NIKKISpeaksTherapy.com, because it's important, because many of us are suffering silently. I remember Michael Baisden, born June the 26th, wrote, "Men cry in the dark." And most of our men won't go to therapy Women will do it faster than men. How are you dealing with men out there that need therapy, or you might see that they need? Come on, I know you laugh. I knew you were gonna laugh at that one. Go ahead, girl. Go ahead, tell them, please.
Yeah, well, I mean, they, some of them, you'd be surprised. There's men that are, reaching out now for therapy more than they ever have. But just in terms of marketing and things like that, just being not really putting myself in a box saying that I only counsel, a particular type of person.
Right, of course.
Whoever needs my services at the time, then I'm open and willing to work with them. I'm still kind of navigating that because I think sometimes men can shy away from that. And if they do, go to counseling, it's more of a temporary thing, which is okay. Hey, one session is better than none. So it's just, continuing to be creative in my approach. I even thought about going into barbershops, and just saying, hey, everybody's just sitting there.
Give a flyer. You're right. You should. That's promotion, girl. Give it out. Go give out the cards.
Marketing is like, hey, can I borrow your attention for 2 seconds? Let me just tell you something about grief real quick, and just, being creative just to get people just to have the conversation. I think just having the conversation first is something that we can start with.
No, that's important. What you just said, going to barbershops, especially because you're Gemini. Gemini is connected to the number 5, which is a promotional number. So you need to go and promote and communicate. Right. That's very important for you to get the reciprocal monetary energy, but you're showing them not how much you know, but how much you care. That's why you're doing it. Right. So that's where you're coming from, that premise, that caring energy. And I totally get it just by your numbers. I'm already breaking you down and you don't even know it. But but
preview. Thank you.
Yeah. But you could tell by people like who born the same day as you, Kendrick Lamar, what he does in his music, what he offers. You could tell by Steve Coakley what he decoded and what he used to share with the people. It's about the love. It's not even about the likes. It's about the love. It's not about the likes. You know what I'm saying? So it's important that people like you in this field step out, but also remember there's also children. And I know you said you work with children for a certain amount of years. And how was that? Because many of our children, even today, even though you don't do it that much, but in the field, they're suffering from grief and anxiety through what's going on. We're in the mask all the time. School teachers are going through it. Children are going through it. Parents are going through it. How are you dealing with clients that are going through it with their children as well as themselves? How are you dealing with clients like that?
Well, I think it all starts with the parents. And one of the things that I know one client I was working with was very distressed because she already dealt with anxiety and was on medication. And then she had to act like she didn't have any fears or worries, in front of her kids who she was sending to school. And so, of course, she was worried for herself and her family, but she also was worried about, just having anxiety about the world, period.
Yes.
And so just really pouring a lot of, like you said, love into her and sharing with her that, paying attention to what is working, paying attention to the fact that you are, safe, that you are, you're doing everything that you can, you're wearing the mask, everything to control your situation and your bubble, so to speak, focusing on that versus anything else. And then sharing that with your children so that they can, because if the kids look at the parents and the parents are like, kind of losing it in terms of anxiety, depression, and any of this, then they may follow suit. So you want to be honest, have those conversations that, I am a little fearful, mom, dad, we're a little fearful of what's going on in the world right now, but this is what we're doing. This is what we do know. And what we do know is that we can protect ourselves. What we do know is that we're safe, and those types of things. So just that communication piece, I think, is what's most important to cause people to be more calm.
Wonderful answer. We're speaking with Nikki Sheppard. Her website is www.NIKKISpeaksTherapy.com. That's NIKKISpeaksTherapy.com. Also, you can also hit her up at admin@NIKKISpeaksTherapy.com, IG, FB @Nikki.Speaks, TikTok, that's Nikki Speak, and also Linktree, that's /Nikki.Speak. We're going to take a brief commercial break and we'll be right back with our beautiful sister, Nikki Speak, right here on King Simon Presents. So don't you touch that dial. this is King Simon. Remember, make sure you go to my website, KingSimonProductions.wordpress.com. That's KingSimonProductions.wordpress.com, or Linktree at King Simon the Numerovation. Get all 4 of my books, and of course, that's the Numerovation for mental stability. Numbers are simple, people are complicated. Numbers are simple, children's health is important, and no promotion is bad promotion. Just spell my name right. Make sure you get them now on all my links. That's KingSimonProductions.wordpress.com. Go now. That's right, that's right, that's right. We're back with our beautiful psychotherapist, the one, the only NIKKI Sheppard in the building. That's right. Let me bring my beautiful black self back, and let's bring this beautiful, beautiful melanated sister back. What's up, girl? Welcome, Black. Welcome, Black. Welcome, Black. How you feeling? You all right? That's good.
I'm feeling great.
I'm just checking, making sure you're all right.
Glad to be here.
Well, I'm glad that you're here. We're going to have to bring you on regularly just for that.
Yeah,
All right? Yeah, let's do this. Let's do this. And NIKKI, again, her website, family, man, she's dropping some jewels. Her website is www.NIKKISpeaksTherapy.com. That's NIKKISpeaksTherapy.com. And don't forget, make sure you hit her up on all these links, all these emails. Hit her up on the email trail because you want to get cured or at least balance your healthy mindset. I'm telling you, family, do what you got to do to make it happen. Remember, the words psychotherapy means the treatment of mental disorder by psychological rather than medical means. So this sister is here to help you. If you have any questions, please put it in the chat. It is now 32 minutes after the hour. And of course, we're only going to be here for a little bit. So don't you miss out. I think somebody put something in the chat. Let me see what they put up. Trina Red, she said, how to limit negative thoughts on a daily basis. How do you limit negative thoughts on a daily basis? Come on, let's talk about it.
Okay. Well, great question, Trina. I'm glad you asked that question. I get that asked so many times. And what you have to do first is recognize what that thought is. So I would say write it down in a journal or write it down on a piece of paper. What you can do is write down the thought, but then before that, write down the trigger. So what do you think? What were you doing right before that thought? So for instance, if you have a negative thought that I'm not good enough, which is something that people throughout their life sometimes at one point will think, you have to ask yourself, why am I thinking this question, thinking this thought? And then once you get to the root of that, maybe somebody, is a prior offense or what have you, do the work to let that go and process that and reframe that. So go back to that moment and think about it and say, you know what, I am good enough. And I chose to believe this person. I chose to believe the circumstances of the situation that made it seem like I wasn't enough. And so now, since I continuously get this thought, I mess up at, doing something, I'm not good enough, I'm over, somebody picks someone over me, then I'm not good enough. All those thoughts, you get an opportunity to think those. And so what you can do is start thinking different thoughts that are going to be more positive to replace them. But you have to be very strategic. You have to do it diligently. You can't wait because what happens is the brain is like a feedback loop. So whatever you think initially, you'll think more thoughts just like it. So if you think you're not good enough, then your brain will go back into the past and try to recall details of times that you felt that way before. Then all of a sudden you're feeling sad. Those emotions show up. Those feelings show up. And next thing you know, you're in the bed and depressed for days because of that. So you have to cancel those thoughts. What I'll do is called thought stopping. So a lot of times if I'm just, I may be cooking and a thought will come into it's called automatic negative thoughts. It'll come into my mind. The minute it comes in, I'm like, I'll think about it. I'll observe it. It's like, no, I don't want to think about that. I don't receive that. That's not going to help me right now, That's right. And so just really focusing on what your thoughts are telling you, what they're linked to, and start changing those because you can reframe your mind to think better about you and about whatever it is that you're facing. It just takes time. We have to train our brain literally to think differently.
That's a good answer, my dear. Let's give that a round of applause, of course. Let's give that a round of applause. Also, big up to Isaiah B. He just said, I'm a clinical health, mental health counselor student, student myself. I graduate next year. That's right. Give that a round of applause. I graduate next year. I'm looking forward to counseling the Black community in Philadelphia in the near future. Give that a round of applause. Yeah, we need some more people in there. Do your thing, Isaiah. Come on. We want more people to do it. Look, I'm doing it through numerology. I do Numerovation. That's why I call it using your numbers to motivate you. I just want to keep that up. And, this person writes in, if you don't have someone that you can confide in honestly on a consistent basis and get constructive feedback, I think therapy would serve. I believe we need honest reflections to offer our useful perspective. What do you say about that, my dear?
I agree. Thank you for that comment. Just finding someone, if you can't get to therapy, maybe, budget wise, it doesn't make sense right now. Find someone, I call it the circle of support. So people in your circle of support, you start looking around and seeing people that maybe you can trust, that will give you that voice of reason, that will give you that transparency about, your situation and kind of help you navigate whatever it is, emotional pain, physical pain, mental pain that you're experiencing right now. So yes, that connection. I love that the Black community now we're embracing mental health more so than we ever have. And so I'm so excited about that because, I started for so long. I was, counseling people that didn't necessarily look like me. And although that was great, I'm African American. I love being who I am. And so I wanted to help people that look like me. And so thank you to the Black young men and the young lady that, commented because, just being here alone means that they're interested in doing the same thing. So I think that's great.
Right. So, and somebody just asked a question. Let me give that a round of applause again. Of course, we give that a round of applause. Yes. Healthy Girl T says, how to stop anxiety and heart palpitations. Interesting question. Go ahead.
Yeah. So anxiety, it does present sometimes with some physical, issues and things like that. I would say definitely go to your doctor and kind of share what you're experiencing. Breath work is huge in the mental health field. It's something that I actually am new to and I'm getting used to trying. But I've been told and also experienced myself that when you do breath work, you're able to calm your central nervous system and bring it back into balance. There's also things like neurofeedback, which I'm a neurofeedback trainer, and I'm able to, help people balance the brain and the body and bring it back into homeostasis. So I would say start with your doctor, and then if your doctor, it will probably refer you to maybe a psychiatrist or maybe a psychotherapist like myself to be able to kind of manage that through your thoughts.
Right. That's beautiful. And somebody just said, how often should we meditate if we're having feelings of depression and confusion? Interesting question, please.
Very good question. So there's a book called Boundless, Jason, that you can look up. And Boundless is a really good book. And in there, the author talks about you should meditate. I did the calculation, math numbers.
Yeah, you know what it is.
I think it's about 22 minutes a day. 22 minutes a day was a certain amount of times per week. And one thing that, as far as depression and confusion, just listen to it. I mean, it could be a 5-minute meditation. I would say start with a guided meditation and just listen to that, maybe 5 to 10 minutes, and then, progress to the 20 to 22 mark so that you're able to do that every day. But meditation for me it's been a game changer too. I had never really done it before. One thing though, with meditation, I didn't realize, how your mind wanders. And, I was just like, oh my gosh, I'm horrible at this because my mind would wander. But they say that, just give it some time, just keep doing it, be consistent. Do you meditate too?
Oh, of course, my dear. Let me tell you, matter of fact, I was just sharing this book that I'm about to show everybody. This old book by De Silva. It's called De Silva's Mind Method. This is an old book. It's in plastic, as you can see. And it shows you how to do the basic. He's still got a website. I think since he passed on, they still have a whole team of people that deal with it. But he gives you the simple, basic methods on meditating. You remember how we was taught to count sheep backwards if we was going to sleep?
Yes.
That's one of the methods, but he was telling you to count from 100 all the way to 1 so you could help to focus your mind. Very good book because he still have one. He was one of the best of his time. It's called De Silva Mind Method. As you can see, it's plastic. It's all torn up. It's an old book.
Right.
I bought it on $1 shop years ago. No, my father and them had it and they passed it to me. This is one of the books that they passed on to me. Also, another good book is called The Power Against This light is so bright. The Power of Positive Energy. The Power of Positive Energy by Tanaz Chubbs. Tenaz
Nash
Chubb.
Chubbs. I'm gonna write that
Yes,
one down.
yeah, very good. And I picked this up in Florida while we was out there. I picked this up in Florida just recently, and I think I picked it up after I met y'all or before I met y'all. I think it was before I met y'all. But that book has been very helpful morning wise, and also the Kabbalion. The Kabbalion is one of those good books that teaches about the three initiates and the whole esoteric stuff of polarity and all that. Those are good books, and I tell people all the time, especially in my book, Numerovation for Mental Stability, you got to remember that all these different modalities, whether it's spiritual or metaphysics, these are all your armors of God. These are your armors that you need to put on. And when you put on armor, in the old times when they used to put on armor, they didn't just put on headgear. They put on headgear, throat gear, chest gear. You got to put on all the armors for it to work, whether you're in religion or whether you're in any type of spiritual system. So that is very important. The other question that's out here, my dear, is where can one find a therapist? Interesting. I got questions. I got answers for that too. Go ahead, girl.
Right. Well, I mean, Google is the best, but on top of that is Psychology Today. I would say you can start there. There's a lot of therapists there. Social media.
Let's stop playing.
You know what? That's interesting because what I share with my clients, and I think most therapists feel this way, is that I may not be, we have an initial intake when we meet clients. And they may not, it may not be a connection there. And so that's fine. And we just, I don't care who you get the help from. I just want you to get the help that you need from who you feel that you can get it from. So if it's me, then yeah, by all means, I would love to work with you. But if not, then and then another thing too is that I can only work with people in Texas unless I'm coaching them. So that's why I did the coaching component to my practice. Because I'm able to, do that globally. And we touch on some of the same things. I do more CBT coaching, so cognitive behavioral coaching. So in relationship coaching, I'm huge on that. So
of course.
Anybody
they need it, girl. We need it. Also, let me recommend this website because Dr. Wade Nobles, who's been a psychiatrist for many years, he has a whole website and a whole community of blacktherapycentral.com. So I suggest you also, connect with that brother. He's an old school therapist from back in the day, Dr. Wade Nobles. Very good book. He wrote numerous books out there. He was friends with Amos Wilson and all those great ones from back in those days. So I think everybody should really think about this website, Black Therapy Central, because it's a connection to therapists all over the world. Black therapists that can relate with you on your terms and understanding. And like she said, it's all about the vibes and the energy. So it's all about connecting with people, because sometimes you don't connect with people. There's certain people I don't connect with doing with numerology, and I send them to my teacher or other people to go and deal with them. I look at their numbers and tell them like, no, I'm going to save you to go somewhere. I'm just that person. I got no time for the drama. I keep it moving. But let me see if there's any more questions up here, my dear. Once again, family. Make sure you go to this beautiful sister's website. Her name is NIKKI SHEPPARD. Lot of mercy. Don't let me start the Jimmy. I can't. No. All right. NIKKI SHEPPARD. NIKKI Speaks Therapy. That's NIKKISpeaksTherapy.com. And let's see what the other questions. Can you speak about? Somebody just asked. Can you speak about the Black and Moorish paradox? Come on now. Are you really serious? You hear me talking about a lot of Black and Moors are suffering from mental health. I'll put it like that. A lot of people, and NIKKI, don't mind me. I'm about to tell them something. A lot of people in those communities, in the Nuwapian community, the Nation of Islam community, in the Moorish community, in the Christian community, in the Hebrew community, in the Christian community, are suffering from mental health. So let's speak about that, because if their mind ain't right, their body ain't right, and then their whole body of the community ain't right. That's like following Jim Jones somewhere and then taking the poison. You got to think about mental health. Everybody, there's no other health but mental health. Because like In Vogue used to say, free your mind and the rest will follow. Damn right. So all these people that we keep on talking about, you want to join this? I've been in the Nation of Islam. I've studied Moorish, I've studied Hebrew, I've studied all that. But you see all the big arguments and stuff going on against each other. Back in the day, Hebrews and Muslims and Christians was able to work in unison. You've seen Muslims right there at the million march, not just the Million Man March, at Martin Luther King's march. You've seen Muslims and Christians and everybody together. But today we're arguing. Makes no
And
sense.
we all just get along.
Can we all, yeah, like Rodney King said, or Rodney King said, can we all just get along? But there's mental health problems. Mental health is the problem. So let me, and then what the person is saying, why I'm learning, which is why I'm asking. Oh, if you're learning, then go to a Moorish TV show. I'm not promoting any of that right now. I respect each and every one of them. And like I said, everybody have their place. We got to respect everybody's place, but they're suffering from mental health. And if you're going into a community that they're suffering from mental health and they don't have a mental health facility to help get some of these brothers and sisters through, then you're going to get caught up in that mental argument, the mental disunity. Oh, I can't be with him because he's that. I can't be with, it's just like Christians. I can't be with a Jehovah's Witness because I'm a Methodist. I can't be with that don't make sense.
Yeah. All the rules.
God is not the author of confusion. That's what I'm thinking. I don't understand that. So please, I respectfully, I want you to go Google up Taj Tariq Bey. Go Google up Asir, the Duke of Tears. Those are the Moorish brothers that I know personally. Very good at their Moorish science and breakdown. They break it down very well. And I love them and respect them. Taj Tariq Bey, Sabir Bey, or go to my brother what's his name? Asir, the Duke of Tears. Very good at what they do, believe me. So we're here with Psychotherapist, the one, the only Nikki in the building. So I love you, respect you, I respect you. But
I need to get one of those. Where do I get one of those?
Which one? Oh, the applause?
Yeah, the clap, the applause.
Oh yeah. Well, I get it on YouTube, girl. They got all kinds of applause. I just connected to my system and boom, 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 boom. Look, I've been in radio since I was young, so I know how to do these little tricks. But call me after. I'll show you some links, send you some links. One of the questions I would like to ask. Now, I was reading a book by a psychologist professor. Her name is Rita Walker. This is it's called The Unapologetic Guide to Black Mental Health. Very good book so far. Very good book. Charlamagne mentioned it on Breakfast Club. That's exactly why I bought the book. But she mentioned a lot of great historians in the book too. She says, reclaim your mind to reclaim your life worth living. Now, how many people have you consulted that might have thought about going down the road of inflicting a bad harm upon themselves? Have you talked to deal with people like that in your past as far as your therapy is concerned?
I have. And most of the people that I've dealt with, though, have just had, the thoughts of doing that and really harming themselves, but not necessarily follow through. But what we share at the beginning of sessions and working with people and then, check-ins as we meet with them is, how are you feeling? Do you have any suicidal ideation?
Yes.
Any thoughts that have been repetitive, that are negative, that are causing you to feel like you want to harm yourself? And at that time, if that's the case, then of course, then we have to, we help them get in position to be able to get the help that they need. But a lot of it, again, thoughts is where it starts. And so it's not, you don't just wake up and it's like, okay, I feel horrible. It's like you start thinking.
Yes.
And so if we can start looking at the thoughts that the person is having, that the client is having, and really look at those and see, okay, which thoughts do we need? Which thoughts are, going to help us? Or which thoughts are kind of reviewing, negative things over and over again? And can we let some of those go and think about different ways to think about it? So it's just really being purposeful with and strategic in showing the client what they're doing. Sometimes we get in thinking patterns and we don't realize that we're in this cycle. A lot of times, I bring up relationships because we can get stuck in our thought process in our relationships, and it can be negative and it can be toxic the way that we think and the way that we show up. And so it's just really slowing down and changing some of those thoughts so that we feel better about,
Right. And that's very important. Thank you very much for that answer, because, I thought about it 3 times in my life. And my first time, which I'm really concerned about children, because my first time was at 8 years of age. And that is a young age. And that is because, and I've said it before on my stream and on IG and all that, and it always brings tears to my eyes, because when you have people that's in your family, that it's not my mother, wasn't my father, but like your cousins and aunts that because your complexion was darker than theirs, they would dog you out.
Mm.
And I was at a young age, I was getting that. And then going to school and getting that same complexion thing, that almost, and that's what made me want to go to the bathroom and actually cut my wrist. Why would I think like that?
Yeah.
And what's so interesting, Nikki, and I tell the story all the time, it's going to be in my autobiography, but I said, a barrage of voices in my head says, what are you doing in the dark of that bathroom in 1975? I'll never forget, I was 8 years of age. What are you doing? You're going to miss your grandmother. You're going to miss your grandfather. You're going to miss your mother. You're going to miss what are you doing? Stop that. I threw the razor back into the cabinet and ran into my room and started crying.
Wow.
And I still have the little slice right here, about to slice. I still have it. I can see it right here on my wrist. And,
wow.
and I was like, yo, and I just realized that, yo, at 8, so the babies, Nikki, I know you say you don't do as much as that, but the babies now, after what just happened, you got to recommend them to other people that deal with that more, because that, I know it's real. I know it's real because I went through it at that age.
Right.
How anybody coming to you like that, telling you about their children and they're going through heavy, I mean, they start acting up in school and doing the craziness. I've acted up in school, so I know what it is. Go ahead.
Right.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. And sometimes it is, it's just, different things that they're experiencing at home and so forth. And at school, that's a combination of, causing them some distress.
Right.
And in those moments, I'm glad that you had that voice that was able to,
ancestors, girl, ancestors, those ancestors was calling.
Yeah. But a lot of times when you talk to people that maybe had some suicidal ideation, which is just those repetitive thoughts about suicide, a lot of times they're, getting some of those same voices too that, don't do it. And that may be why they delay it or why they don't do it, So it's like listening to the thoughts that you have, which sometimes they can feel like they're audible or what have you, and ask yourself the question, is this a thought, or is this a voice that I want to listen to? Is this for my good? Is this going to, make a positive result or bring about a potential positive outcome? And so once you start looking at that, then you realize, okay, no, that's not, you hear people say you have a negative side and a positive side. So you have that voice, somebody in your ear on, part of you that says negative things. And then you have the part of you that kind of uplifts and says positive things. It's like, which voice are you going to listen to when you're dealing with distress? Now, the race thing, the skin tone thing, I mean, I think that's one of the issues that I'm glad you brought it up, but as a Black community, we really don't talk about. But that light skin, dark skin thing, I mean, it can be like the death of us,
Very prevalent.
It separates us and divides us, and even as a female, I've dealt with that too.
Yeah, of course.
You're not light enough,
Right. The Willie Lynch, it's all like the whole Willie Lynch thing, the whole Willie Lynch story that, great Dick Gregory, all of them used to, because I've brought Dick Gregory in before. I've had these different people in, and, in Jamaica, there's a classism. You're like, I remember my aunt, she don't even, may she rest in peace, she was still a good aunt. But I remember her saying, how come him come out so dark? I remember him saying, her saying that to me. I remember that. And my mother had to say, leave my Black boy alone. That's what she had to say, defending me. You know what I'm saying? And my father defending me because everybody was lighter than me. You know what I'm saying? But it was cool. I was like, as I was getting up, but it wasn't cool because as I had to unpack it over the years, I'm glad that I went towards the Nation of Islam or Marcus Garvey teachings and all these different teachings that promoted Black power and Black strength and the original man.
Who you are.
Exactly. Original man is the Asiatic Black man. That's when Elijah Muhammad taught us that, it's like, who is the original man? Original man is the Asiatic Black man, maker, the owner, the cream and the planet, earth, God of the universe, father of civilization. I was like, whoa, I'm 14 when I first got that knowledge. 14 years of age. When I joined the 5% Nation, I was like, oh, whoa. What? And they're giving us mathematic lessons and breaking it down, all coming from the teaching of Elijah Muhammad through Clarence X and Malcolm X and all of them. I was like, whoa. And that stimulated something in me that made me start passing classes, but yet was getting bored in European schools. And I dropped out of high school. I had to go take a GED and all that because they was boring me. I was bored. I passed all my math and science class, but I'm bored. I'm bored. Let me go smoke weed with my friends. Do
Right.
the craziness. So yeah, I went through all that. I'm just saying, Nikki, I was one of
Yeah.
them people, you know. So
Yeah.
I commend people like you that we didn't look at, back in the 70s and early 70s. My parents wasn't thinking about psychotherapists and all that stuff. We had to
No.
get over it. We had to get
Yeah.
over it, basically.
Well, and that's positive self-talk is what I teach too. It's like I am
Good.
enough, just how
Yes.
I am. And one thing that I share with clients is like none of us had a say so in how we would show up, once we were
Mm,
born, who we were born to, what family, what household, the skin color, our hair
mm,
texture, our height. I'm 5 foot. I always wanted to be a little bit taller. Um, so it's like, it is what it is. And we have to choose to love and accept ourselves just as we are. And
yes.
so getting back to, young children and so forth
Yes.
is teaching them to love themselves just the way that they are,
That's
and
right.
pouring that
That's
into them and trying not to, culturally go back to dividing them by, height, race, skin tone, all those
Mhm.
things, because it really doesn't matter, you
Right,
know.
right, right, right. John
Yeah,
ETA just said that
derivative of racism.
derivative racism has severely damaged our
Absolutely it
people.
has.
Yes, it has, John.
I
Yes,
totally
definitely, John.
agree.
Thank you very much.
Totally
Very,
agree.
very, very
And it's
much.
one of those things that's not, discussed, but I've been saying for a long time, I wanna get a bunch of ladies together, and I want us to
Yes,
be every shade
yes,
and
yes,
just have
yes,
the
yes, yes.
conversation, and be transparent about it because I think, sometimes, darker skin African American
Mhm.
females, have always, kinda dealt
Yes,
with some of this too.
yes,
And
that's
then,
right.
then you hear the other perspective too, and it's like, they've been compared lighter skin complected,
Mhm.
African American women also
Yeah,
can feel that they
yes.
have been, talked
Go.
about or not good
Hmm.
enough and all those things too. So just some healing I think needs to happen around our communities concerning that so we can stop that cycle of
Yes,
dividing ourselves,
it,
that
it
division that happens. So
it is a
brown
cycle. What?
paper bag. I'm an AKA, so I probably
Yeah.
would have been over
Yeah.
with
So you
middle
understand,
school bag up.
my
Let me try to
beautiful sister.
pass.
That, yeah, I know. Word, I know. Even Umar Johnson was talking about that one time. I'm like, Lord have mercy, Umar. Don't talk about that. Then people run you down. But my
Right.
sister, I'm so appreciative. I want to thank you very much for being a part of this journey on KSPTV. Um, people, please, 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 don't let me start singing like James Brown, born May the 3rd. You want to hit him up. Okay, please, please, please hit Nikki up. Nikki speaks
Mhm.
therapy.com. Don't forget, hit her up on IGFB. Hit her up admin at Nikki Speaks therapy.com. Remember, she can offer any great services. Hit her up on Linktree. Hey, do you have a book yet? Do you have a book yet? You need
I
your
do
book.
have a book. I
Oh,
do have a
you
book,
need to tell
Finding
me. I
Your
want
Voice.
to. I want to
I gotta
share
send
the
it to you.
picture and all that. Is it on the website? Is it on the website?
It's on the website, yeah.
Okay,
It's on
okay.
the
What's
website, it's on my
what's
Instagram too, but it's Finding Your Voice Amid the Trauma and Drama of Everyday Life.
Oh, I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna order it. It's on Amazon too. It's
I
on
can go
Amazon.
you want me to go get it real quick to show you?
Yeah, go, yeah, yeah, yeah. Let me put
Okay,
you.
hold on.
I'll take
Hold
you
on,
off of
guys.
that. Yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead. Now nobody gonna look at you. I got you. I got you. I'll make sure. Yeah, yo, she got a book. I want her to show the book. Get that a round of applause. Oh my goodness. That's what I'm talking about. Everybody support her book. Go through her website. Go through her IG. You can hit her up at IG and her link tree in her IG. Go hit her up. Very important, man. The topic was mental disorder, grief, anxiety, and depression is a very serious, it's very serious in our community. We need to work on ourselves. I'm waiting for her to sit back down. She got a beautiful outfit on. She's looking real good. I can see it. I didn't want to show all y'all. I want to see it myself. Forgive me.
You
I'm
so
still Aquarius.
oh my goodness.
I'm still crazy.
Here it
That's
is.
hold on. Let me put it in the front. Oh, what a
Oh,
beautiful. Oh, yeah. Oh, wow. That's nice. Oh, I'm gonna get
thank
the book.
you.
That's you jumping up. That's the shadow. That's your shadow jumping
Hey,
up in
I
the
don't know how the person that did the cover for me found this person that looks just like me, but
I
it's not.
know.
It looks just like me. It's
I
so funny.
know. So
And then do
again,
you know Lisa Nichols, right?
of course I know Lisa Nick. I love her.
Lisa,
She born May the 18th. Yes.
so she's my executive coach, and she did a little quote for me on here.
Oh
I wish I
wow.
had this book years ago when I dimmed my own light and worked to discover Lisa.
Oh,
So,
wow. And my teacher, I learned with Les Brown for a whole month in
oh
2005.
wow.
That's my teacher. So, wow, get that a round of applause. Lisa Nichols, big up to you. I've been trying to hit her up on Facebook because I see her doing a lot of stuff with her husband and all that. And I like how she's doing her relationship thing, and she's looking real good, and respect to her. I even looked up her birthday card. I use quotes from her when I'm doing numerovation sessions too. Her, Les, Eric
Okay.
Thomas, I work with that. That's why I call it numerovation, motivating you with your numbers, because I'm using those principles of motivation to give people guidance. So I'm so honored, my sister, that you came on to share
Thank
that
you.
wisdom. It's 10 o'clock family over here on this side, but 9 o'clock on her side. But
Yes.
it's all love, family, all love. Any last imparting questions, my beautiful sister, to the audience, please?
No, just, hit me up, reach out to me if you need my services. I also have a referral list, but the referral list is based on, in Texas for the most
Okay.
part. So
Okay.
let me know if you have you have questions about people outside of Texas, though, you can, message me as well.
Okay.
So
Good. I'm gonna bring you back on when my co-host is available, probably by next month or so, and let's do it. Especially after our session when we talk. We're gonna make it happen.
yeah.
I'm definitely. I want her to ask some questions because she's also, she's a martial arts teacher and all that. So I want
Yeah.
her to give some of that energy, and
Mhm.
so hopefully our sister Shirley will be here with me. Sensei Shirley will be here with me. So again, my beautiful sister, I want to thank you very much for
Thank
being
you.
your great you and your receiving you. When I met you, you were so beautiful, and of course Elizabeth Hoekstra, y'all looking all good and
Hey.
sexy and beautiful. That's my girl Elizabeth. And of course the other sister, I can't remember her name, beautiful sister. She was born October 12th, because I remember she was born the same day as Dick Gregory, that sister that I took a picture with you and her. But I know she was born
Yeah.
the same day as Dick Gregory. So that's how I connect people. That's how I remember birthdays. I remember that who you're connected to, like you, Kendrick Lamar, her,
Kendrick
and
Lamar.
yeah, man, that's it.
If
So
you watching this, Kendrick, let's talk. No.
oh, I'm gonna send it to his DM. I'm a DM him with it. So I want
Okay,
I
okay.
wanted to check this out. My
Be like, look
sister,
at your birthday twin.
yeah, look at your birthday twin. Love and respect you, my sister. You be
Love you
safe
too.
out there, and I can't wait till we actually link up. And oh, wait a minute, we're gonna be on Forbidden Knowledge TV. Oh, wait a minute,
Yeah.
how can I not talk about that?
Right. Hold on. I got something too. Hold on.
Okay, let me see. You a Gemini for real. For real, you're a Gemini.
Hey, and it matches too. I didn't do that on purpose.
Yo, I'm gonna wave a book. But tell us about the program. What's the name of the program that's going to be on Forbidden Knowledge TV with Billy Carson and the family?
Yes,
Please.
mind over matter. So it's,
Yes.
just what I talked about today. It's all about mental health disorders and tools and strategies and tips that you can use in real
Mhm.
time. Oh, you're welcome, Isaiah.
Yes.
But tips and tools that you can use to be able to basically, change your life and make it
Mhm.
healthier and happier. So,
Good,
um,
good. And that's
yeah, I'm
going to be a
excited.
Forbidden Knowledge TV.com family. Her show is exactly Mind Over Matter, right? That's the show,
Mind
right?
over matter.
And my show is Numbers Are Simple, People Are Complicated.
Right.
That's the name of my show. Just the name of my first book. My first numerology book is called Numbers Are Simple, People Are Complicated. So I named the show that because it's crazy. It is so funny. But I'm so happy. Congratulations. She did her filming before mine because I was coming in and she was getting ready to leave
Mhm.
out. So congratulations,
It was
beautiful.
so fun.
And yo,
Yeah.
he took care of us too. He really took
Yeah.
care of us. Took us to lunch, had food. I mean, he took care of us. He took care of us. He took
Yeah.
care
Right.
of us.
It's a blessing. Yeah. I just, I love that what they're doing, what they're
Yes.
building, and just their heart to help people.
Yes. They're
It's
doing a book signing
evident.
coming up. They're doing a book signing on the 27th,
I
all of
saw
them.
that. I'm
All
I'm like, oh, I wish I could go, but
Yeah, I thought about it, but I got things I got to do here in Georgia because I'm back in Atlanta, in Stone Mountain, so I can't go down there. But I will be down there probably sometimes in right around your birthday, a little bit after. Probably I want to be out there
okay.
on the beach, just on the beach.
You need to go to, so there's Nikki's Beach. Have you heard about Nikki's Beach in Miami?
No, there's a
Yeah.
Nikki's Beach.
There is a Nikki's Beach. I found this is what's funny. I was sitting there one day and I said, I wonder if I was going to Miami. I knew I was going to Miami. This is before I knew Liz and
Yeah,
and
and Billy.
Billy were out there,
Mhm.
and I just looked it up, and it was actually a beach. It's beautiful. It's yeah.
Nikki's Beach, and I'm a
I
son of a beach. I'm a son of a beach. I love a beach. I'm just letting you know.
But
That's why.
they have cabanas, they have music, they have I
What?
mean, it's you have to go.
Okay, no, no, no. Thank you very much. I am going. I am going. The next time I
Yeah,
go, and if you was out there, we all go together, man. Go
right,
hang out,
right.
cause I love to go float and just go float off. I
Hey,
almost float off in the ocean last time. It was crazy.
I may have to make a trip, but yeah, it's really nice. It's
Oh,
beautiful. Look it up, you'll see.
okay. Thank you very much, Nikki. What you
You're
doing for your birthday?
welcome.
You know yet? What you doing for your birthday?
I wanna go to Puerto Rico, but
¿Cómo está? Mira
but
ese. Da, 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 da,
but it
da.
right. But if I don't go to Puerto Rico, it'll probably be Miami, probably Nikki's
Okay,
Beach.
okay. Hey, I might be down there in June, so let me know because I'm gonna tell Billy, yo, I might be passing through for a week. I might need to just stay
Right,
and chill. You know what it is. All right,
right.
but beautiful. Thank you very much, and I
Thank
can't wait.
you.
And we're gonna definitely link up because I'm supposed to be heading out to Texas. Also, I might be coming out to Texas for the but I might be in Houston. That's gonna be for the event that's happening on August the 30th through the 29th. You know what it is? This is what's
No.
gonna happen. It's called it's actually this is the one that's coming up with Maulana
Ooh,
Karenga, who invented Kwanzaa, and all these great speakers. They're going to be in Houston, Texas,
wow.
from April 30th through the May 1st. They also they looking for vendors. So if you're looking to vend, if you got any books you want to sell, I think that would because
Right.
Wade Nobles is going to be there, the psychotherapist himself. He's going to be there too. So
Oh, he
that would be
will?
a
Yeah,
great
send
event
me
to go
that,
and
or
vend.
I can look it up.
No, I'm gonna send you the website and all that kind of stuff so you can go over there.
Okay.
I'll even send you Felicia's information because she's handling all of that there. Good friend of mine. She's been on the show before, and all you have to do is say you was just on King. She's probably watching or going to watch it tomorrow or something like that because she's busy and doing a lot of work for students. So definitely you should think about going there and vending or just going there to meet and greet the brothers and sisters, the great lecturers and the great professors from the past, Dr. Jeffries and all of them, Leonard Jeffries and all these people. So all right. So I appreciate you. Okay, I think she froze. I think she froze. Did she froze? There you are. You all right there? I think you froze. You froze? Yeah.
I'm
Are you
back.
all right? All
Yeah.
right. I appreciate you. Appreciate
Am I
love you, sister.
frozen?
Yeah, I got you. I got you. You ready? Yeah, I got you. Got you. You finished.
Let me
Yeah,
see.
you get. Yeah, you there? You good? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Uh-oh. I think she went off. Hold on. Let me see. Can you? Oh yeah. Can you hear? Oh, all right. All
I
right.
can
All
hear
right.
you.
My dear, you have a good night. Okay. Have a good night. Have a good night. Uh-oh. She froze. Yeah. Can you hear me?
Okay, bye.
All right. Have a good night. Take care. Take care. Take care. That's right. Our dear fillet. That's our dear Nikki. Nikki. Going to thank Nikki for being in the building. Woo! I had a good time. I had a good time. I hope you had a good time. Make sure you support her. Make sure you support her. Let's make sure you support our sister Nikki. Make sure you support our sister Nikki Shepherd. Show us some love. Had a good time with her. Make sure you support her. Make sure you support her websites. Make sure you get her book. Make sure you contact her through email right there, IG and FB, TikTok. Woo! And Linktree. You could hit her up via Linktree. Want to thank her once again. Thank her once again for coming on and having a good time. Don't forget, this coming Sunday, we have the one, the only Kemi coming in on Sunday, March the 27th. That's Sunday, March the 27th. She's coming in live and direct. And don't forget, we got the one, the only Abundance Child coming in, breaking down that knowledge. Now, if you want somebody who could break down that more knowledge, that information, this sister Abundance Child went through it all, man. So big up to her. She'll be on with me on Wednesday, March the 30th. Ladies, if you're looking for some great artwork, all you have to do is go to Art Ikahl. That's Ikahl. Look at that artwork right there that I got. It's Art by Ikahl, and that is one of my family members. He is doing great with his artwork. He's been doing it for many years. He is a master artist at what he does. So enough respect to Art Ikahl in every way, in every fashion. So big up to him. If you are in the South area, matter of fact, he'll be down there at the book signing. Billy Carson has a book signing with Elizabeth Hoekstra and his son, Justin Carson. They will be having a book signing on the 27th. And I believe my brother here, Master Shion Imhotep, will be in the building. He's going to pass through and check it out. So, ladies, if you're looking for a self-defense class in South Florida, all you have to do is hit up this brother right here. or give them a call. I don't know if the number's on there, but if the number's not on there, just go to Tropical Paradise Restaurant over there in either Orlando, Florida. They got one in Orlando, Florida, and I know he got something coming up. That's going to be in Orlando, Florida. That particular one there. If you're in Orlando, Florida, they're going to hook you up over there. That's a free class over there. If you're in Brooklyn, New York, this is one of my dojos that I used to train out of, 759 Washington Avenue. That's 759 Washington Avenue. Make sure you call 732-646-5517. That's 646-5517 if you want that free martial arts workshop on March the 26th coming up this Saturday in Brooklyn. And big up to Sonetta TV. Big up to the whole crew. Sonetta TV and the new Black Panther Party is doing a big debate at the Alhambra Ballroom at 2116 Adam Clayton Powell Jr. Boulevard. Make sure you get your tickets. It's only $20. You could also text the number on there, but if you want to vend, that's the vending number on the bottom, but there's a text number on there, the 202-699-1046. That's 212-699-1046. Is that 6? Yes. So make sure you call if you want to welcome to the big lead with Tazariak and the one, the only Malik Zulu Shabazz. Make sure you show that love if you want to vend. Also, don't forget, if you can't make it to Detroit, make sure you go. This is in Detroit. Oh, sorry. I thought it was in Houston, Texas. In Detroit. Sorry. This is in Detroit. Nikki, if you're still watching, this is in Detroit. This is not in Houston, Texas. Sorry. I thought it was going to be at the Black Madonna, but Detroit. I keep on mixing it up. Detroit. This is going to be in Detroit. So big up to the whole happy family in Detroit. Make sure you hit the website up, KingSimonProductions.wordpress.com. That's KingSimonProductions.wordpress.com/events. That's going to be live in Detroit, not Houston, Texas. I'm sorry. I was thinking the Black Madonna, the Shrine of the Black Madonna. Sorry. Also, Susie Script, if you are looking for some editing services, please contact Susie Script, 914-361-9467. She can make your story look and sound better if you go with Susie Script. Just tell her King Simon sent you. Anybody looking for health care in the New York City tri-state area, all you have to do is hit up Sensei. That's ShirleySTC@gmail.com. ShirleySTC@gmail.com. And don't forget, if you want some realty throughout the New York State tri-state area, hit up this girl here, this beautiful lady here, Camille Orta, another friend of mine. That's 718-916-9129. Lloyd Strayhorn, big up to Lloyd Strayhorn every day, all day. Bigging him up all the time. Make sure you hit him up at lloyd-strayhorn.com. Get his books, take his class, and get his newsletters off there, all right? And don't forget, you can hit me up at udemy.com if you want the introductory class. Take the introductory class of holistic numerovation. Just look in the search engine and go to Numerovation in the search engine at udemy.com. And if you want the full course meal, 8 hours, raw, uncut. That's right. It's a PowerPoint and it is a chalkboard session, baby. I'm telling you, I'm breaking down the BAP method in all kinds of ways. You just don't understand. And don't forget, if you want any of my books, please go to Linktree/the Numerovator, King Simon Numerovator. That's Linktree/King Simon the Numerovator. And don't forget, if you want to do a session with me, please text me your full name and date of birth to 347-496-1022. That's 347-496-1022. And I do have a special going on right now. 10 minutes and 10 seconds, numerovational guidance pre-recorded. All you have to do is pay that $55.55 and you will get a pre-recorded session of your first name and birthday. And then I will break it down for you and email it to you so you can have it for yourself. And then let's close out with this disclaimer, family. Look here, content disclaimer. The views, comments, and opinions held by this channel. The views, comments, and opinions expressed by guests, speakers, or authors on this YouTube channel do not necessarily reflect or represent the views and opinions held by this channel's broadcasters and its sponsors. Parental guidance is advised. Also, copyright disclaimer under the Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowances made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comments, news, reporting, teaching, scholarship, education, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. All right, family. Getting ready to close on out. We're going to close out with the one, the only prayer from Dr. Delbert Blair. Let me turn this off real quick. All right. This is the prayer by Dr. Delbert Blair. Everybody sit down. Take a deep breath. If you're laying down, take a deep breath. Relax your soul. Relax yourself. I'm going to say it twice. If you do want to support Dr. Blair's legacy shop, please go to www.themetacenter2.com. That's www.themetacenter2.com. You can get for his books, Faraday Tech, protectors, magnets, diodes, and much more at Dr. Blair's website, and that's themetacenter2.com. Tell Brother Tony that I sent you. All right, family, let's get ready for the prayer. Thank you for saying that this was a good show. Thank you very much. Thanks to all of you that came on. Please share, like, and let's do what we like to keep on teaching the people. It's not about the quality. It's not about the quantity. It's about the quality for me. So I don't care how many people watch or see it at this moment. It's really about not how much I know, it's how much I care. And that's what I do. So I always close out with this prayer by the late great Dr. Delbert Blair. Dr. Delbert Blair, metaphysics scientist and teacher. Please, universal creator, know in my heart that I love you. Please protect me and this planet on which I live now. Please open my mind, my spirit, and my soul to receive only truth and your love now. I'll say it one more time for everybody in the back and for the crowd. Let's put everybody in this as one, because we, me, and we are together. Please, universal creator, know in our hearts that we love you. Please protect us and this planet on which we live now. Please open our minds, our spirits, and our souls to receive only truth and your love now. Loving Dr. Blair forever. Give him a round of applause. The late, great Dr. Delbert Blair. Everybody give him a round of applause. Family, I love you. I respect you. I will be on IG tomorrow, breaking down some numbers. I didn't get to go on today, but I'm going to break down that number 24, because 24 is coming tomorrow. Remember, family, like Dr. Khalid Muhammad used to say, regardless of land, label, or language, there's but one God, one creative force that exists within all of us, because the word or the name Allah means the all within all. And like Marcus Mosiah Garvey always says, up, you mighty nation, you could accomplish what you will. Stay focused, stay at peace, stay out of trouble, and don't forget, this coming Sunday, we got this beautiful African queen coming in named Kemi and Designer. One love, family. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace. Hey, this is King Simon. Remember, make sure you go to my website, KingSimonPresents.wordpress.com. That's KingSimonPresents.wordpress.com, or Linktree at King Simon the Numerovation. Get all 4 of my books, and of course, that's the Numerovation for mental stability. Numbers are simple, people are complicated. Numbers are simple, children's health is important, and no promotion is bad promotion. Just spell my name right. Make sure you get them now on all my links. That's KingSimonPresents.wordpress.com. Go now.